moving over to golf, Investec renewed its partnership with the Sunshine Ladies Tour as they look to continue to support the game and the hundreds of female athletes who compete in it. This means a significant contribution to the increased prize pool for the SA Women's Open, which gets underway early March next year. We're now joined by two pro-women golfers, Nicole Garcia and Lejan Lewthwaite, to chat a bit about that. Nicole, Lejan, good morning to you. Thank you so much for making the time. Nicole, I want to start with you. I mean, this is great news. Due to COVID-19, we've actually seen other sponsors pulling out because of, financial constraints. Things have changed. But Investec is staying. So what does funding look like for women in golf particularly, firstly? And secondly, just how much does this extension assist?
Yeah, I mean, Investec has supported us for so many years now. And myself personally, they helped me even when I was injured. So they're very much, behind the athletes as individuals, and then also the sport as a whole. So going forward, it means a lot for not only the South African tour, the Ladies Sunshine Tour, but also co-sanctioning the events with the Ladies European Tour is a huge thing for us. So the fact that they have signed a contract for the next few years for these events is huge for us and for women's golf, not only in South Africa, but also showcasing golf, in South Africa to the rest of the world.
Lejan, I want to move over to you. So in part of their release, Investec had said that they are committed to equality, belonging, inclusion and diversity. These are very important things because we all know that in various organizations, not only in sport, the disparity between females and males is quite large. So how can we motivate other large corporates to do the exact same thing that Investec is doing for women's sport?
Yeah, those are all very important words and questions that we asked today. And it is a tough task, but we're putting ourselves out there. And it's just, by people coming and watching women's golf and maybe the Investec South African Women's Open next year, they can see that, we're just as talented as the men. And, we need to be asking this question right across the board, not even just in sports. But sport is such a wonderful tool and platform to show equality, that the men and the women can both compete.
Lejan, I want to stay with you. So if we look at the SA Women's prize money, how much is it, by the way? And also, does it give a bit of a boost? Is this enough for you to actually make a living now out of sport? Because there are many women who still have to have their day job because what they make in sport just isn't enough.
Absolutely. Investec have gone ahead and raised our prize fund for the South African Open next year, so we're very grateful for that. And of course, it's a large amount. I think we're playing for about 300,000 euros, which is what we play for at most of our tournaments overseas. So they've definitely upped the bar, and it's definitely something that we will be able to, if we perform well, we can survive off and earn a good living.
Nicole, just how badly has COVID-19 impacted travel? I think we're at a stage when our numbers had reduced, where we felt like, life is getting to a bit of a normal stage, and unfortunately it's the complete opposite now. We saw last week with the DP World Tour, specifically the Joburg Open that was on, it was announced that things were going to change. Now we see the Sunshine Tour taking place solely as the Sunshine Tour, and we also saw the Alfred Dunhill being cancelled because of the travel ban. So just how does this impact you ladies as well in terms of having to maneuver in and out of our country?
Yeah, I mean, I was in Spain last week when, the new variant hit, and it was quite difficult for me to get home. The rest of the world kind of, within 24 hours, shut South Africa out completely, which was completely, unfair. As we all know, it's not just here in South Africa, but the rest of the world panicked and they shut us out. So immediately the men's Sunshine Tour had to take some drastic measures. They had to get the European players out as quickly as possible. And that obviously impacted the men's tour. And, thankfully our season was finished, so it didn't affect us here too much. But, Lejan might need to get over to Spain in the next couple of weeks, and she's going to be struggling to do that. So it's impacting our careers. With this on and off different variants, borders closing, having to test all the time. It's expensive. It's difficult to get from one country to the next. I had a few flights cancelled coming home, so that was a little bit of a worry. So, when the world panics like that for us who are overseas and trying to make a living through sport particularly, it's makes it quite difficult and expensive for us at the same time.
Sounds like a large ripple effect there. Nicole, I want to stay with you. What are your hopes for the LPGA Tour? Do you still see yourself there?
Yeah, I mean, the LPGA Tour is the largest women's tour at the moment, with the exception of a couple of the Asian tours. And I would love to be over there. The last time I tried, I ended up having a hip operation. So, the European Tour, the Ladies European Tour, is gaining strength. The players are just as talented. It's just, a matter of funding and a matter of money on that tour. So the LPGA is your ultimate. It's the best players in the world. It's, high prize funds, and that's the ultimate where you want to be. But at the same time, the Ladies European Tour is also, a great way to spend your career. It's a family. The girls are a lot closer there. The environment, the culture, everything is a lot closer to ours. So it just depends how much you're willing to sacrifice, where you want to go. Obviously I would love to be competing with the best in the world on the LPGA, but at the same time, I still get to do that in Europe. We are currently merged with the LPGA, the Ladies European Tour, so we do play our majors and big events with the LPGA. So, for us on the Ladies European Tour, it's not like we are completely separate. And it's also a lot easier for us to come back and forward to South Africa from Europe than it is from America. So it just depends, I think, as a player, as an individual, where you want to be, how far away you want to be from home. I would love to be out there, but at this stage in my life, I think Ladies European Tour is the best tour for me to be on.